This is arithmetic for fourth grade, and we're on lesson 133, pages 239 and 240. Also, you have a speed drill for lesson 133, so if you may pause the video and take that now if your parents have that ready. All right, we will begin, and we're looking at scale drawings today. And so I have a book here that has a map in it, and so I'm going to show you this map. This is a real place. This is Concord, Lexington, and Boston. These are real cities. Now, is this map the same size as the city? No, it's not. Road maps or history book maps, they're scale drawings. A scale drawing is a map. It's used to show large distances in a small amount of space. It's drawn to a certain scale, and on this map, there's a little key right here, if you can see that, and this, I measured it, and it's a little over an inch is equal to 2 miles, okay? So 2 miles for a little more than an inch, which is a lot. Was a very long distance, 2 miles, but you have 1 inch that equals that. Up here on the board, we have 1 inch is equal to 50 miles. And so if we have 1 inch that is equal to 50 miles, how many miles would it be if it was 2 inches? The same scale, 1 inch is equal to 50 miles. If we had 2 inches, how many miles would it be? Okay, so we're going to multiply it by 2, or we're going to add 50 plus 50, and you guys know that pretty well. That's 100 miles, right? Okay. What if we had 3 inches? 3 inches would be how many miles? Again, we just add 50. It would be 150 miles, okay? We can just add it to the 100 because we were at 2 inches, so we go up to 3. We just add 50 to 100 and get 150. We'll do this one as our last of these. If we have 4 inches, how many miles? Okay, it would be 200 miles. And just if you would like to figure out an extra one, you can think about how many 10 miles would be if it was 50 miles. 10 inches would be if it was 1 inch for 50 miles. So you can think about that and figure that out later. Okay? With our decimeters that we've been going over, this is our chart. And remember that a decimal is another way to write a fraction. Okay? 1/10 is basically 10 squares out of 100 that are shaded. So 10 that are shaded out of 100 squares, and so that's 1/10 of, because our percentages all relate back to 100, okay? So 1/10 is 10 of those squares shaded. 1/100th is one of the squares shaded, just one of them shaded. Okay, so this is the only one we're looking at, is 1/100th, okay, or 100th, and all the rest are not. So then the same idea with the 10th is that 7 of these columns of 10, there's 10 in each row, and 7 of them are shaded. But if we had 7/100ths, only 7 squares, right, are shaded. Okay, a mixed decimal has a whole number and a decimal, okay, and you can't really see the bottom, so I'm going to move this up. Okay, you've got your decimal point in the middle, right? And this number would be read 152 and 376 thousandths, okay? That decimal point can be read as and, or you could say 152.376 thousandths. That would work as well. We always say the last number, that's what we call the number, is by that last number with decimals, okay? So our 3 is in the 10th place, our 7 is in what place? It would be the hundredths place. And then the 6 would be in what place? The thousandth, okay? Our 2 is in the ones, our 5 is in the tens, and 1 is in the hundreds, okay? And so that's a review of our decimals. And on your, we're gonna do this last problem on the board. It is a review of our fractions with adding fractions, mixed numbers with fractions that do not have a common denominator. And just in case you can't read, this is 35 and 1/5, 87 and 3/10, 49 and 2/5. So what would be the common denominator between 5, 10, and 5? Okay. If you said 10, you would be correct. Okay. This one, 3/10, we're going to leave that one alone, right? We're going to keep it 3/10 because 10 was already on the bottom. 5 times what is 10? 5 times 2, and then 2 times 2 is 4. 5 times 2 is 10, because we just figured that out. 2 times 1 is 2. And we're going to add this all together and see what we get. 2 plus 3 is 5, plus 4 is 9. 9 over 10 is our fraction. We don't have to do anything to this one because 9 over 10 is a proper fraction, and that's in its lowest terms. Then we can just add up our whole numbers. 5 plus 7 is 12, plus 9 is 21, or 21, I'm sorry. 2 plus 3 is 5, plus 8 is 13, plus 4 is 17. So this number, this answer would be 171 and 9/10. All right, if you take a look at your paper, I will do A with you on this. So you're gonna need to use your ruler. Always measure along the line. So don't put your ruler right on top of the line. Put it just beside it so that you can still see the line, okay? So A is the distance between the post office to the store. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna take your ruler and you're gonna see how far it is from the post office to the store, how many inches it is. All right, so go ahead and get your ruler and get that lined up. I'm gonna grab mine. Okay, so I have my ruler and I'm gonna put it right along it. So from the post office to the store, says 1 inch is equal to a mile. Okay, so it is not quite an inch, but the answer that I have is a mile. So go ahead and put a mile for that one. So get the closest that you can with those, and then these can be a little tricky, but just get the closest that you can. And on this, I would like you to do all but the green on these 2 pages and work and do your best. And if you have questions, let your parents know. They can send me a message and I can help you out with that. And we'll see you next time.